Hi guys, welcome to day 9 of Flossmas. It is the 9th and yeah, Eric's down there. I'm hoping he's going to jump up and we can talk to Eric. Yeah, it's been an okay day for me. Very quiet at work today, and yeah, I was in a be careful what you wish for kind of day because there was absolutely nothing going on. There was like 2 guys in drinking coffee and they went out to play golf. So I went through, and we've got our Christmas party on Saturday, and at the moment everything's going ahead, even though all the everything's changing in the UK this week with restrictions. Party should still just be going ahead as organised. A few people have pulled out, which is unfortunate, but we should be fine. It should be a good night. Eric, come here, Eric. So I was a bit bored, and I went through, and the chef was standing there with like piles of veg in front of him, and I said, give me a job. I've got nothing to do. I'm not going to clean when everything's been cleaned. I don't like doing things that are already done. Here he is. Eric, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Here's Eric. Oh, it's my big floof. Let me put my coffee down, Eric, and we'll have a little talk. Here's big old floof. Look, he's in his most fluffiest. And he's got a big belly for a big pussycat. You're a big pussycat, Eric. Say hi. Oh, he's not saying anything. He's not purring. Ooh. He'll go that way. Righto, there's Eric. We don't see him very often because he's usually my door's shut because of the kittens, because they're bad. Yeah, so I said, oh, give me a job. I'm bored. So he went, really? Are you sure? And I was like, yeah, don't mind. I'll do anything. So 20 kilos of carrots later, peeled. I said to him, okay, carrots peeled, what next? He said, well, you've got a choice. I've got parsnips or sprouts. And the way he went, sprouts, I thought, I better take the sprouts. So I'm going to insert a video here. I'll just pop it in and you'll see. So yeah, me buying a little bag, literally like 500 grams of sprouts yesterday, so I'd have some sprouts. Yeah, I've prepared 18 kilos of sprouts today, 2 9-kilo bags. So that's what, 29 is 40 pounds maybe. I think there's 2.2 kilos in, 2.2 pounds in a kilo. Yeah, they were 9-kilo bags. And the chef did the last, I tipped out the last of the bag, and the pile was like this size. There was probably about another 30 sprouts to go, and he was like, I'll give you a hand. And I was like, okay. So the sprouts are ready, and he was really happy that but there was nothing to do. And I had Shirley in at lunchtime anyway, who basically did all the serving everybody things. So I've just stood in the kitchen and peeled sprouts, not peeled, but you know what I mean, taken off the outside leaves, cut off the bottom, and so I have a fairly intimate working knowledge of sprouts now. So there we go, lots of sprouts. That was my day in a nutshell. Sprouts and peeling carrots. So my hand was orange there, that one was peeling and that one was holding. Slightly different now. And then I had rather, when I came in from work, the tips of my fingers were green. Absolutely green. I don't know if they're still a bit green. Under my nails are still a bit green, but that's like, I've scrubbed them. That's kind of just stained. But nothing like my old job. Remember when I used to go my floss tubes and I'd have like paint and ink, and look, I'm so clean these days. This is a step forwards. Anyway, stitching. I cut it off. 3 sweaters. Now I put his face on, even though his eyes will have beads over the top of the 2 stitches, because I couldn't see, because I'm not marking the pattern, because I'm gonna hand the pattern on when I've stitched it again, because I want to stitch this for myself as well, because I love them. So I had to stitch his face in because I couldn't see where his mouth and nose was going to go. So I did stitch that on there, but the beads will be on, and I am going to finish at least one of these for tomorrow. I'm going to finish the Gingerbread Man. So tomorrow's giveaway is going to be an ornament for your Christmas tree, and it's going to be that finished, because I am not at work tomorrow unless I get called in. The caveat is if I get called in to work tomorrow, which I don't think I'm going to be, because everything's pretty much ready to go for the party, for the big Christmas party on Saturday, and I don't think I'm going to get called in. If I do get called in, we'll have one of my Christmassy stamp needle minders as the giveaway if I don't get this finished. If I get this finished, fully finished, this is going to be the giveaway. So to be entered into the dip for this, I will search for the word gingerbread. I'll spell it along here, but just like a gingerbread man, gingerbread. So it's going to be a Christmassy comment tomorrow. So mention the word gingerbread, that'll be the word I search for to win this, to be entered into the random comment to win this as a Christmas ornament to hang on your tree. And I will finish that into something finished. And then we've got the snowman and the polar bear. So I have finished 3 of them and I absolutely love them. So yeah, I've just finished off that stitching there. Sorry my video went up so late last night. I was processing it. I recorded it exactly this time last night. This seems to be a sweet spot for me where I'm nice and alert. I've done some stitching, I'm happy with my progress, and I just need a little rest, so it's a good time to do a video. But the video was processing, got stuck at 94%, and it was stuck at 94% for like 20 minutes, and I was like, it's not going to finish processing. So I cancelled it, went again, it got stuck at 94%, and I was like, went back into my video, took out 2 of the little clips, made 1 clip shorter and took out 1 of the clips in the hope that it being a little smaller might help. It got to I think about 70 or 80%, and it was really slow, and I thought, right, I'm just going to sack this and just upload the 1 take video that I'm doing at the moment. Obviously I've stopped mine today and I'll insert a little video in the middle, but the main video was 1 take, and I thought I'm just going to put it up and apologise today that all the clips I said were going to be there aren't there. Started uploading that to YouTube, and then halfway through, bearing in mind that a video that long takes nearly an hour to upload, halfway through it uploading, like midnight, I get plink, and I look on my phone, and the UCut, the app I use to process my videos, had finished processing the original video. So I cancelled the one uploading to YouTube and uploaded. So by the time it was all done, it was gone midnight and I was already asleep. So got up this morning and I was like, did it work? And it did. So hopefully tonight it's just going to process nicely and not be any kind of issue for me. That will be lovely. And since I finished this little polar bear jumper, I picked back up my Barbara Anna Sal, and I have stitched these little houses. They are finished, and I'm ready to come down here to do the little sign that says peace. It's very hard, it's very tiny. There, that little sign, just there. That's what I'm counting down to now, and then I can count along the bottom. So that's the next little bit. I've got the gold joined on. I've actually stitched 3 stars that were meant to be above. No, the first star was meant to be above this tree, and yes, above this tree here. And I put it above this tree, so they were all this way, but I've already stitched 3 or 4 stars here. There's quite a big star going in here, which of course was over here because I've moved 1 tree along. I thought about fudging it and just not caring, but they actually looked, because it was going to be completely above this house, like in a straight line, and I frogged it out. It didn't take me a minute to frog it out, so I've got those stars to go. that's what it looks like. So it's looking really pretty, and I'm going to come down and do the little peace sign here, and then come down and do the bit at the bottom. And the last piece comes out on the 15th, I think, so I've got plenty of time to get this stitched before the last piece comes out, which I think is going to be fairly solid stitching if it's the Dreaming Girl and her hair, which I think it probably is going to be. So we'll see what she looks like when she arrives. We can see what colour she's going to be, really, because I have the full colour palette, so she'll be whatever whatever pretty she is. So that's been my day, really. Took the kids, went to work, came home from work on time, 4 o'clock, about 10 past 4 I left work, which is pretty brilliant, really, because I didn't stay late, didn't need to do anything extra. I just finished my sprouts, finished the washing up, got the things I needed to do, clean and tidy, cashed up, locked up, and out we went. It was lovely. So on time tonight, which is always nice, and got home and got stitching. It's just relaxing and fun and nice, and I'm off tomorrow and I'm going to have to tackle the yarn, which is over there and looking at me. Unfortunately, there's about 1.5 meters of stuff to get to before I can even get to the yarn. I can't even see the box with the green yarn in because it is below stuff level. Stuff level is slightly above bed level. It's all in boxes. There's only a very few loose things, but I need to find the Barbara Anna tube, which of course has completely disappeared, which has got my Seasons Girls. 1, because I want to start the Winter Seasons Girl, and 2, because I need the code on the pattern to get the last freebie, to get my last little freebie, the little I think, because autumn was a cat, I think winter's going to be a dog. I've got the other 3 downloaded, safe and sound. Obviously couldn't get winter at the time because it hadn't come out, and now I can't find my tube, but it's somewhere there. So hopefully tomorrow I'll have the tube and I'll be able to download my freebie, and then I can stitch that too. So lots of little things going on in December for me. Maybe clear the space in the living room tomorrow to put up Steve. Think the cats are going to absolutely kill him, and I think it's going to be cheap plastic baubles all the way this year. I don't think I'm going to have any of my precious stuff on there this year because they are going to obliterate it. I know this because anything that is movable and touchable is obliterated in the living room, so I don't hold out much hope of Steve making it through, to be honest. But we'll see if I can get at least him up. All I did do yesterday was, this morning, was light a Christmassy candle, which was very nice. I got a bright red one. It's called Season's Greetings or something. It's really nice. It smells very light. I like the Yankee candles. I'm a Yankee candle person. I'm nothing more posh, and I don't like cheaper, and I don't like posher. I'm a Yankee candle kind of girl. I know they're pretty standard items, but when I found them about 4 or 5 years ago, oh, it was exciting. I'd never had smelly candles like that before, and I've always just bought Yankee candles because I like them. And I only get Christmassy ones now. So we'd used up, we had Christmas Eve and, pine trees or something. It was bright green. It was absolutely bright green, this candle, and they're all gone. So last year we just had the little candles. I've got like a little pack of them. This year I've got 2 medium sized. They were in Tesco's on offer, so Maddie and I spent a while sniffing them with our masks just lifted just down this far so that we could sniff the candles. Because now in the UK the rules have all changed. We are back to work from home if you can, which I can't obviously, and I am now wearing a face mask for all of my shift when I'm in the clubhouse. When I'm in the kitchen, I'm fine. I mean, the kitchen's huge and there's only 2 people in there at a time, really, me and the chef, and if there's both chefs in, there's 3 people, you know. It's never going to be busy. And so mask on when I'm that side of the counter and taking out plates of food and cups of coffee and things. So yeah, I'd kind of got used to not wearing it anymore, but I suppose we need to. And yeah, I think we're going to have to think about the whole COVID passport thing for the Christmas party. which is fair dues. I mean, it just shows people are vaccinated and safe, so we should be fine. Everything should be fine. I just hope we get a good turnout for it, you know, and people aren't going to be too scared. I don't think there's any difference this in 2 days' time from 2 days before. There's, you know, nothing's different has happened, but it'll get to us. If, you know, this new variant will get to us, and it'll do what it's going to do, isn't it? We've just all got to be careful and make good choices. She says, attending a huge Christmas party, standing behind the bar and getting breathed on by everybody there. Yep. So, my big girl's just coming out of her room. I wonder what she's up to. Yeah, so that's been my day, and she's making a lot of noise. What you doing? You're making a lot of noise.
I'm picking up something that feel. You've got my cat.
I've not got your cat. Your cat is choosing to sit there.
You look like a lump.
Here's Lump.
He's lump.
He's Lump. He's very floofy. He's not fat, he's poofy. Ice Age. Watched those movies a lot of times. Anyway, so I need to do my drawing for yesterday, which is this one right here. I think we were this one for today. The swirly one here. So I'm just going to put him back there, and we will do some, go to YouTube and hopefully, oh, he's putting things in my Amazon basket again. Always does that. I said he could once, and now he fills my Amazon basket, and I've got to be very careful when I, shush, stop talking, woman. Share. Copy link. Right. Let's go to YouTube random comment picker. That one. And we'll go to here. We'll say, what's it doing? Oh, putting me in adverts all the time. Get YouTube comments. No, done the wrong thing. Get rid of that. There we go. Get YouTube comments. 57. Okay. So you're on a 1 in 57. Well, let's find the button and get rid of the glare and press the button now. Here we go. Ah! Danielle, the Cardiff Stitcher. Going, oh, lovely. She's put a lovely wave up there. She's got a little, almost exactly the same as your needleminder. Just there. Little emoji. She says the swirly needleminder looks like a wave, the type of waves I've seen when living in South Africa. I've been in those waves. They can be quite big. Those Christmas jumps are looking good. I'd love to live in a little village town like that. There we go. So Danielle, I don't know if I've got your address. Ping me your address anyway. I know we've chatted over Instagram, so yeah. Didn't delete yesterday's video, so that was the size limit. Danielle, ping me your address, and that one's yours, and that'll be that. So for tomorrow, we're playing for this little guy, which I'm hoping to get finished, fully finished, and I'll got my day off, and I'll see you at about the same time tomorrow. Hopefully my video will upload nicely tonight. It's going to be a bit shorter. I think with all the difficult clips, I think that, and on all the chopping and editing, I think that's what makes it much harder to think about. Hopefully today it's going to be very much easier for it to process, and that should just, and it should go up. Other than that, oh, I tell you what I found the other night as well, while I was hunting for my pat. Okay, so a couple of minutes has elapsed because I had to move all my videos from yesterday over to my SD card. So in that space of time, I have stitched this star here. So I've got one little star to put up there, and then 2 more, and then I can come down to this sign. So we'll see how far I get on this for the rest of tonight. Yes, what I was going to show you was I found these, which I knitted when I went through my hands up. Be honest and hands up. Who else has gone through an Outlander phase? Here are my wrist warmers. Of course I didn't knit them in sludge colour like all the things should be in there, but I made myself these when I went through my Outlander phase. They are in Malabringo, I call it, but it's I think it was Aran weight yarn, and this in this glorious colour, and they are super warm because I've got quite long arms, so sweaters are perfect when I buy them, and then as soon as they've been through the wash once or twice, I end up a bit like this. Now I've got some of my old favourite sweaters are now sort of this length. This is what happens as soon as something I buy is tumble dried. They no longer fits me in the arms. So I find these things absolutely marvellous, but they're way too warm. And this is the throwback from my Outlander phase, which I think if anyone who can craft, who's watched Outlander, has probably made themselves a pair of these, and or a small thing that goes round and tucks into the back. Have one of those as well, like a scarfy thing. So there we go, in a cool colour, and they're marvellous, and they've been lost for a long time, so found them. Beside the point, but I thought I'd show you them because they're super cosy, and actually FFO'd and worn a lot actually. I'm surprised they're in as good a nick as they are. They've got a bit of fuzzballs on them that probably need picking off because they're pure merino, that uber soft. But you knit the cuff that way because it's got 2 cables in it. I kind of made it up. I kind of downloaded a couple of patterns off Ravelry, and then because I'm me, I made it up. So picked up the stitches there, and then I think I knitted. Actually, I think I started this end. I think I knitted this bit and then knitted that bit, and just made them so that they fitted me perfectly from the crook of my elbow to exactly where I wanted them on my own hands, which is kind of the way it's done, I think. So I have those, and they're insanely warm, and my arms are already far too warm, but I found them, and I'm really pleased they've pitched up because they're useful, finished, and very nice. Arm warm, wrist warmers. Outlander. Never did. I haven't made it through the full, what is it, season 4 or 5 that's up now. I've not finished it. Don't know, just lost my thread with it. Anyway, partly because it's just batshit crazy, isn't it? Really, just too nuts. Yeah, yesterday I showed you a little clip of my snake. I've had quite a few snaky comments. It's not that I have a pet that I can't handle. She does get handled, she does get petted, just not by me, because she's a really bad-tempered animal who bites constantly. Now Robin doesn't mind getting bitten. In fact, he sees it as a challenge, so he handles her. And after she's been handled a couple of times, she does chill out a little bit. You know, he's been a bit poorly lately, to be honest. But normally, sort of when the kids were in the before half term, which was like in October, before then, when he was okay, he was getting up at a normal time, and he was kind of just getting the snakes. We have more than one. Hello, new people. I have 5 snakes in my house, but she's grumpy. The others are heaven, and I am more than happy to handle them. I am very happy to show you the snakes, but I won't be handling Madam because she's bitey. I mean, she really is bitey. She went up to Robin, got her out one day, and she was bitey. We all know she's bitey. She's really grumpy, and she was sitting like this, like a real proper snake, and he was holding her, and because she's a boa and they're like tree snakes, so you should see her. I wish I had a recording when she was little. She used to go up the banister rails, and she'd go up a rail, whip across, and then go down that one and whip across and go up that one, and she'd be working her body on like 3 or 4 spindles at a time, and she used to just go up the banisters, and then you had to pelt up the stairs and grab her before she disappeared. Yeah, she suddenly just went. I think she probably just matured a little bit, and she suddenly just decided that she was really grumpy, and she's actually she's so beautiful. If you get her out and the light catches her skin, she's called a rainbow boa for a really good reason. She is beautiful, but she's so grumpy. And he was holding her, and she was sort of on his arm there, and then she put her head up like this, and I think it was Maddie said, "Oh, you better be careful. It looks like she's going to bite you in the eye." And he went, "She won't bite me in the eye. Would you, Snaky Snake?" And Snaky Snake looked at him, and she went, "Eh." And she bit him top and bottom of his eyelid there. And we were all like, "Ah!" I've not touched her since then. He does. He gets her out and he handles her. Right, our other snakes, we have a corn snake. Yeah, we have a corn snake. Maddie's corn snake is called Derek. He's absolutely beautiful. He's mostly red and orange on his top, and his belly is like a checkerboard. He is beautiful. He is chilled. He's lovely. He eats his mice, and he's just gorgeous. When he's hungry, he comes out, sticks his head up, and he goes, "Excuse me, it's time for me to have some food." He's lovely as Derek. And then we have, excuse me, below Derek we have said Snaky Snake, the rainbow boa. Below Snaky Snake we have Hesky, who is a ball python who doesn't do very much. Ball pythons don't do very much. He is about... We've had them... Ooh. I'm going to say 7 or 8 years. Austin was a toddler when we started getting snakes, like a little... I carried him into the snake shop in 6 to 9 month dungarees maybe, so he was walking, but he was little. Yeah, he was probably about 1 when we got the first snake, Creamsicle, who was Maddie's first one. He was a Creamsicle corn snake, and he was never quite right. He didn't grow. He was still baby. He was still tiny. He was like 2 and he was tiny. And they grow quite quickly, snakes do, once you start feeding them. Because when they're in the snake shop, they don't feed them very often, and they keep the feed small to keep them small. And then when you get them home, you start feeding them all the time. They grow really rapidly. Because everyone wants to buy a baby snake. People don't really want to buy huge great pythons. They want to buy the baby python and grow it into a huge python. Anyway, so we replaced the... What was he? I can't remember what it was called now. It was the type of snake it was a Creamsicle corn snake, I think. I think it was called Creamsicle. Then we had a small moment where we had a white corn snake which escaped the day we bought it, never to be seen again. It was the size of a pencil, and yeah, it went. So we don't know quite where it is. It probably went straight out the window and died, actually, but it could just as easily have gone through the aerial hole drilled in the ceiling and up the aerial cable and up through the hole, and still living in the loft. We've never found a snake shed in the loft, so we can only presume that we don't know. There's either a 6 foot long corn snake living on spiders and mice in my loft, or there's not. Hey ho. It's probably not, to be honest. Anyway, then we got Derek. And then I had a snake. But then we got Hesky, the ball python, who doesn't do very much. And then I got a snake who was a rat snake. I called him Hank because he was always hungry. There is a picture on Instagram of baby Eric talking to Hank. Now, Hank had him for quite a long time. Now, they're meant to live for like 20, 30 years. Anyway, I called him Hank because he was always starving. He took every single feed we ever gave him, right up until he turned down a feed, and I went, he's not eating his mouse. What's wrong with he's not eating? He was on like rats, large wiener rats, which are about yon big. and he didn't take it, and I said he's never turned down a feed. And then the next day he was like lumpy, and then he died, and we were like, he's died. Anyway, my poor snake, who was absolutely lovely. And then we've got Lola, who is a different ball python. She's beautiful. Robin goes through phases. He went through snakes. We did tropical fish, we did dogs, we did chickens. Oh my god, he was breeding chickens at one point. And then he got snakes, and his idea was to breed these 2 ball pythons and get beautiful babies. But yeah, I'm not letting that happen, like, ever. I've got such a tickle in my throat. I'm just going to get a little sweetie. One of my, I'm still eating them, Jennifer, my sweet tarts. I've got quite hooked on them. They're rather grand. I like them very much. Ooh, that's my light powered off. Let me see if I can just get that back on for a minute. No, that has gone out. Where's my cable? Give me a sec. It's a really cool light, but when it runs out of charge, it runs out of charge. Yes, so then came Lola, and then he got Austin a regular, ordinary boa, who is called Strikey, because it was named by a 7-year-old boy, and he's the only one that doesn't live in the living room. He lives in Austin's room in vivarium that Robin made, and Maddie painted the inside, so he's got beautiful paintings on the inside of his vivarium. And he is beautiful. He's a kind of beigey skin colour, with beautiful markings, but it looks like skin, and he has got a little moustache and a little goatee. He's beautiful, and he is the sweetest pie compared to old Cowbag downstairs, who's also a boa. He's a dream. So we have snakes, and they are wonderful, and I'm more than happy to show you. What I will do is, if anybody else wants to see my snakes, I will very carefully put it on a very separate piece of video right at the end of a floss tube, and I will say, there are snakes coming up. Turn it off now if you don't want to see it, because I know snakes are fairly triggering for some people, which is why I've never shown my snakes yet. But yeah, we have 5 snakes in the house. Well, 6 if you count the one that's possibly living in the loft, but yeah, she'll be fine up there. Or I don't think she is. We'd have seen her. It's been, oh, Maddie was in maybe year 6 then, and now she's left school, so it's been 7 years. We'd have seen it by now, wouldn't we? Or we'd have found a shed. We'd have found something by now. I'm sure we would have done. But, or we'd have heard something, you know. Anyway. So yeah, we have lots of pets, but we have got 5 snakes. And again, if anyone wants to see them, I am happy to show them. I will put them very clearly labelled at the end of a video, so that people who don't want to see them don't have to. And I won't just be me, like, just here with, like, 5 snakes on me, obviously, but it'll just be like, here's this one, hand it to Robin, he'll hand me a different one, and I'll go, here's this one. And they are lovely things. They're brilliant pets. They're really quite interactive. But there we go, anyway. So, yeah, it's just her. I don't like handling, because if I had to, I would certainly do it, but I don't have to, because Robin will, and she's a grumpy arse. Yeah. So yeah, we have a house full of things. We have the 5 snakes. We have 3 goldfish in a biolb. That's the round tank. We have a tropical fish tank, which we are in the process of running down and emptying. It's a 6-foot tank, and it uses 8 plugs. And for the 3 fish that are left in it, it's, yeah, we're going to run it down and repurpose it all, and free up a 6-foot by 2-foot piece of my living room. I've got 3 chickens in the garden. They are leg bars and lay blue eggs. When they bloody lay eggs, they lay blue eggs. They're just interlopers. They don't really do anything. I've got 2 very elderly ferrets in what was the guinea pig hutch outside. They're basically in hibernation at the moment. They don't hibernate fully, but they certainly don't do very much through the summer, through the winter. So they're in a 2-story big guinea pig hutch at the moment, relaxing. We've got our 2 dogs who are going to be 11 soon. I've got an English Cocker Spaniel, show type Cocker Spaniel, who's white with black spots, and I've got a Hungarian Vizsla who is ginger all over, ginger eyes, ginger fur, ginger claws. He's ginger nose, everything. Oh, he's ginger all over. And he's he's mostly grey now because he's so elderly, and they don't like this weather. They don't do much in this weather. They go out, they do their business, they come in and look at me and go, please don't make me walk. They're that kind of age. They're happy with the poodle around the garden and can I come back in and lay that down on my mattress kind of thing. So that's them. And then of course I've got the 3 cats who you know, and 1 remaining guinea pig who lives in Flora and Lizzie's bedroom at the moment. So that's all we have. We've had an awful lot more. We've had a little less and we've had an awful lot more pet-wise, but pets, yeah, gotta love them. I have a house full of stuff and loads of pets and loads of people, and it's great, it's busy. Righto guys, I will see you tomorrow, and gingerbread. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.